but our body was also just taking and spending all of its energy to heal our body. So it's very possible that we just don't have that energy to burn and spend there yet, and that's okay. Give yourself grace and honor and love and compassion, because you deserve it, my friend. Hello, hello, what's up, fellow Endo Warrior Goddesses? I hope you're having a fantastic day and that this video is finding you well. If you haven't already read by the title of today's video, today I'm going to be talking a little bit more about finding self-confidence after endometriosis surgery. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button below. It helps other fellow Endo Warrior Goddesses find this content. And if you are enjoying this content and you want more, don't forget to join the Endo Warrior Goddess community. The link is in the description below. This is our sacred space for self-care resources for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health when it comes to endometriosis and other women's reproductive health concerns. That being said, let's get into today's video. I am officially 3 months post-op. I had my endometriosis surgery back in April to diagnose and remove endometriosis. And so leave a comment below if you are on your endometriosis post-op journey or if you're awaiting surgery, and where you're at in your journey. I love to hear from you and kind of learn more about the community, who's out there, and just really build that connection. It's so beautiful being able to support one another along this journey. So I know that along my journey when it came to having endometriosis surgery, it brought up a lot of weird concerns with body image and self-confidence. And so I wanted to touch on that because I know that I can't be alone, and I think that it is so important to keep in mind how the mindset can affect us when it comes to healing on this journey. So I wanted to share a few things I went through and a few tips that helped me and possibly might help you along your journey as well. The first one is the scars. At first, I was kind of worried about the scars that I was going to have on my body. In fact, I left that appointment where I booked my surgery, and conveniently, when I got to my car, I dropped my phone on the ground. And when I dropped my phone case, I actually have it here. You can see I've got this like little purple amethyst pop socket on there. And when I dropped the phone, it broke and cracked my amethyst a little bit. And this amethyst pop socket is something that I've used and I keep on my phone because it's a symbol of strength and protection. And so it was kind of like a symbolic thing for me when it broke outside of the doctor's office when I found out I was going to have surgery. And it actually called my fiance at the same time. When I dropped my phone, it hit the call button to Cody. And we were talking about it later, and I was kind of confiding in him about my nerves about having scars on my abdomen and what I thought that meant with my amethyst. And I thought that it meant, my spirits were broken and all this stuff, like my protection stone is broken. And he very calmly said to me, "It's not broken, look at it. It just has little scars, just like you're going to have." And it made me feel so much better. I made a kind of promise to myself at the beginning of the year that Cody's my divine messenger, so I knew that was a message from Spirit being delivered to me through him. So that was really a beautiful moment, and I wanted to share that with you. But some things that really helped me when it came to the scars specifically were, one, obviously talking with Cody, talking to a partner. So I recommend just talking with someone that you love and someone that you confide in, whether that's a therapist, a parent, a sibling, a best friend, a spouse, whatever that looks like for you, whoever that person is. Confide in them. Oftentimes those individuals in our lives are, they're there to support us for a reason. And so I think that when we can kind of put our pride aside, if you will, and start to communicate our feelings and our needs to other people, it creates that vulnerable connection that so many of us lack nowadays, that it's just such a beautiful thing when you can find that with somebody. Another thing that helped for me, knowledge is power. So finding out exactly how many incisions I was going to have, what size they were going to be, where they were going to be located, it helped just ease my mind and almost preparing me for the worst before surgery. After surgery, it was helpful to almost think of the scars as like a tattoo. It's an involuntary tattoo, but it's almost like a tattoo of, this is something that I went through and I got through, and that made me stronger on my journey, and it gave me that validation in a diagnosis that I was lacking for so long. And so it just helped me kind of reframe my mindset around there. It also helped that I was getting tattoos at the same time I was healing, so thinking of my scars is just another addition to my tattoo experience. Kind of a silly thing, but you know, it's helpful. Another thing that I think is super helpful in the healing process could be doing a boudoir shoot. I know that this is always something that is a very empowering experience, no matter who you are and what you look like. The goal of these sessions is to feel like your true and authentic self. So when you can find a photographer that really captures your beauty in that way, I think that that's such a beautiful and powerful thing. So I highly recommend looking into a boudoir session. I'm definitely going to do this. It's not something that I have done yet, but I think it could be something that's very beautiful and actually showcases my body and my scars in a way that I super enjoy, and that's very flattering. And finally, when it comes to scars, it's just remembering that scars don't hinder our beauty in any way, shape, or form. If anything, like I said, it's a reminder that we are strong, we are warriors, and we are going to get through anything that life throws at us. So the next thing that was a big mindset shift, body image thing, was weight fluctuation. So I know that myself included, when I went through surgery, I feel like I gained and lost like 10 pounds. I think part of that was definitely that for all that time I wasn't keeping up with my exercise routine because I needed to stop and take a break. I wasn't cleared to exercise for 2 weeks after that. But even after that, it's not like a bounce back quick right away thing. Getting back into your exercise routine is a little bit challenging after healing because you took a break for that long, but you needed to take that break to give your body that space to heal. So perhaps a little bit of self-compassion there. I think it's so important to keep in mind and remember that the weight fluctuation and the weight gain is only temporary, and it's definitely going to go back away once you can get back into your normal daily routines. And on that note, like, society creates this image of, you know, thin, tall, beautiful women as spokespersons for all of their brands, and that's created this ideal image of what we all need to look like in our brain and in the minds of our community and our people. So I know it's difficult work to break that stigma and to break and retrain your mind to understand and realize that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes, and that actually beauty isn't defined by the shape of our body at all. I think body shape is a really important thing to go into next, and that's actually what I have noted to talk about next is body shape, because when you go through a laparoscopy for endometriosis, they actually pump your stomach full of air, and as you can imagine, you know, they're putting extra gas into your stomach, so your stomach is going to be bigger than it was when you came into the hospital, and it honestly doesn't go away right away. It took me, I think, a full week before my bloating actually went down, but even longer before I felt like I was back into my normal body and body shape. It was kind of weird and foreign there for a second. And one of the things that really helped me with that was rooting into my mindfulness routine, like really sitting in with meditation and calming my mind and breathing and just coming to that understanding and realization of self-compassion and self-love and holding that space for myself, because there's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my control. And again, it's only temporary, one, but two, beauty is not defined by body shape. Beauty comes in so many more packages, personality, the way that you engage with people, energy, and your aura. So there's so much more to beauty than just the way you look. I know plenty of beautiful people that have completely nasty souls. I'm sure you do that, you know the same. And so that just goes to show you that, you know, beauty isn't defined by body shape or weight. And if you can spend this lifetime focusing on your mission and what you were meant to be here and you were put on this earth to do, then things like body image and weight gain or weight loss, they're not our live-all, be-all defining factors in life. They're just not, you know? We have so much more to offer than our image and the way we appear to other people. I think the most important thing is how we feel about ourselves. The last one is sex and physical activity. Now, I mentioned that it took me a long time, not really a long time, but it took me a minute to get back into the habit of my yoga routine. My stamina and my strength was definitely decreased during that little bit of off time, as you can imagine, and that was to be expected. Getting into any kind of crazy flexibility yoga classes wasn't really accessible to me when I first got back into my practice, and even things that were very heavy cardio based, like doing a fast-paced vinyasa or a power yoga class, took me about a month to be able to get back into the swing of that, being just used to my heart rate being back up that much. And even things like being able to hold a plank for a minute, I'm just now getting back into being able to do that, and really now getting back into core strength and that kind of training. But it took me a few weeks to feel comfortable getting back into my yoga practice with gentle stretching, but I think it's so important to ease yourself back into it. Don't expect that you're going to just be able to go to the gym or get back into your yoga practice the way that you were doing every single day after having taken that time off to heal. Not only is our body not used to that by taking that time off, but our body was also just taking and spending all of its energy to heal our body. So it's very possible that we just don't have that energy to burn and spend there yet, and that's okay. Give yourself grace and honor and love and compassion, because you deserve it, my friend. And the same goes for sex. Both of these, sex, physical activity, do what feels right for your body. Listen to your body. If your body's telling you, I'm not ready for this yet, even though your doctor cleared you of that activity, don't push yourself. The last thing that myself, you, or anyone else in your support system in your corner would want for you is to hurt yourself doing something that you thought you could do and you just simply weren't ready. It's okay to not be ready. It's okay to take the time you need. It's okay to take that time for healing. So I hope this was helpful. That is all I have for you in today's video. Thank you so much for joining me to talk more about finding self-confidence after your endometriosis surgery. Again, don't forget to drop a comment in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story, how far along on your journey you are. And if you are looking for more self-care resources, don't forget to check out the Endo Warrior Goddess community on the link in the description below or at bohobaileystudio.com. I will see you next video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Join our Endo Warrior Goddess community by clicking the link in the description. And as always, I'll be back every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday with more content.